Hello everyone and welcome to Married Hair's live virtual beauty shoot in partnership with Authentic Beauty Concept, also known as ABC. So I'm Lisa Oxenham, the Beauty and Style Director of Marie Claire. Now, before we start shooting our hair looks today, we're going to talk you through the two different styles. Now, the first one is a shiny look using the Glow range. Now, this is great if your hair is dull and lackluster. And the second look is all about volume and texture. So we use the ABC's Amplify range here. And this is great if your hair's feeling fine, fly away and limp. And we use their styling products throughout the whole of this too. So I'd love to introduce you first off to the ABC team. We have UK brand ambassador and hairstylist, Joseph Ferraro. And we also have our formulator, Jerome Wilson. And our models today are called Julia and Alina. Now, I'm so excited to be working with ABC today because I love this brand, and what I really love is that what they leave out of their product is as important as what they put in, and they pride themselves on being sustainable. And across their range, their products are free from silicones, sulfates, surfactants, parabens, mineral oil, and artificial colorants. And instead they use vegan ingredients. So first of all, we're going to talk through the first look, which is called Glow Up on our model Julia. And so Joseph, first of all, what type of hair does the Glow range suit?
So welcome everyone. Thanks for having me. The glow range is ideal for many sort of clients or models as such. It's specifically for color treated hair, but it's not definitely, your hair doesn't need to be colored. So, you know, for this beautiful model, you know, she's got lovely, beautiful red hair. So if we want to sort of enhance that redness and that shine to her natural glow as well, it's important to have that moisturizing. It's so nourishing and moisturizing and rich, this range, that it will enhance the highs and lows of people's natural hair, as well as if you do have colored hair, it will protect the color and make the longevity of that color pop and last a lot longer than if you didn't use a color treated hair product.
Okay, so how does the shampoo actually work? Jerome, can you answer this?
So good afternoon, everybody. So with the Glow range, what's quite unique about it is the fact that it contains two really key ingredients. The first one is cinnamon and the second one is date. So the cinnamon being really high, a really rich antioxidant, can almost also increase blood flow to the scalp. As we know, healthy scalp, healthy hair. And also the date, as Joseph was saying, is that it's rich in amino acids. It's really moisturizing to the hair as well. But really great with the cleanser is that it has a pearl glow to it. And this helps with the reflection of it as well. And the fact that we have a silicone-free formulation. So our silicone replacement comes from guar, and guar is really high in sugars, high moisture, and it really gives the hair that really nice sort of sleek feel to it.
Okay, brilliant. So can we first of all go through the steps of this amazing hairstyle then? I love this because I love the way that it's pushed back. It makes it feel so modern, but it also makes it look really shiny too. So if we can go through what you did here, Joseph, that would be great.
Yeah, so I kind of wanted to create something that looked expensive and rich, but sort of editorial at the same time. And she's got perfect hair. And so to begin with, we would use the Glow shampoo, the cleanser, and the Glow conditioner as your first step. And that will give you the nourishment. It will prepare the hair for your next stages of step. Once that's all processed, then it would be a matter of towel drying your hair, but not sort of roughing the hair up, just trying to keep that moisture and really sort of keep the integrity when you're towel drying it. Then we followed through with the styling range of ABC, and this range is amazing because you can use multiple products, lay products on top of each other, and your hair doesn't feel sticky. It kind of incorporates it all together, and it just sort of helps each other sort of styling. So from the shampoo and conditioner, we then use the Amplify mousse, and I used that from roots to ends. So worked it through to the root area and then maybe concentrated on the ends as well. Even though she's got lovely luxurious thick hair, this will just emphasize that wave that we wanted to produce later on. Once we put the Amplify mousse in, then I wanted Julia to sort of just blast dry it. So we processed the blow drying to come off her face. I wanted it sort of slick back. A lot of it was using a round brush or just fingers. Yes, there are a lot of it you can use fingers. This range to me means it's organic. It feels free. It's not too done, and this is what we're sort of moving towards in our product range. Once that was sort of dried through, then I asked Julia to sort of use a wand as well, with a little bit of working hairspray just around the bottom areas of her hair, just to create that really nice, rich wave feeling to her hair, all in the same direction, just so when we brush that out, it gives you that sort of Hollywood wave.
Yeah.
And then once that was done, then I asked Julia to sort of use the shaping cream, which is our cream formula, which you can use prior to blow drying or afterwards as a styling aid. And I used quite a bit on the palm of her hands, asked her to brush that back, just hydrate sprays in there, and a little bit of our vegan brush to sort of give you that stroke feel, to give you that editorial feel to it. Yeah. So this just will give it texture, otherwise it will sit just too one-dimensional.
Is that cream, it's going to nourish the hair, isn't it? But does it go sort of hard afterwards, or does it keep the hair feeling soft?
Yeah, majority of our range keeps the integrity and the softness for the hair. Yeah, there's a couple of products in our range we can talk about a bit later that maybe give you that stiffness and that fullness for styling. But majority, the shaping cream, you can put quite a bit of it and you can still blow dry it. You can feel your hair, it's still soft. So if Julia was wanting to sort of brush that out later, it would still feel like hair. It wouldn't have no crispiness to it or no harshness to it.
It's amazing. It just looks so shiny and healthy. It's like the perfect sort of spring and summer product.
All off your face. I guess just the last bit was a little bit of a tip. Was I used the Amplify mousse. A lot of people just use it prior to blow drying hair, but we used it afterwards as well. When we put it on the vegan brush itself and brush that into it, so that gives you that highlight, that shine, and that really expensive feel to it, and also gives you that support and hold. Lovely.
Okay, so the mousse doesn't feel crispy either. It leaves like the hair soft and sort of free.
Not at all, not at all. You can use quite a bit of it. You can multi-lay these products, and they're just fantastic to use in the salon. You know, clients really more so now want hair to feel like hair, not too stiff, not too done. You can run your hands through it throughout the day. It doesn't go flaky, it doesn't go white, it doesn't go crispy. So they're beautiful and soft.
And that's what's so beautiful about the brand, actually. Jerome, how is that mousse made then?
So what's really great about the mousse is that you've got things, or like it's very lightweight, but you've got jojoba oil, you've got coconut oil in there as well. You've got biodegradable potato starch. So the potato starch will give you the volume, and then the jojoba and the coconut oil will actually give you that lovely shine. But what's also really great about the mousse is that it has what we know as a cationic polymer. So this is a conditioning bit with a positive charge. So this won't over condition the hair. The hair will take what it needs and not leave the hair very heavy. And it also has like hydrophilic tail. So it loves water, and therefore it adheres to the hair. But the combination of all the oils and that with the potato starch is what gives you the shine, gives you the volume, and what makes it really, really lightweight too.
It's so beautiful. Yeah, I love this hairstyle. And then how did you finish it off then, Joseph?
So once I achieved that sort of shine through just the root area, so I asked Julia to brush it through, just concentrate on the roots. Because we created a wave already, then I just asked her to sort of either use her fingers and just brush it out really a little bit with the brush, a little bit with her fingers, and just working hairspray again, finishing that off. the working hairspray is something designed that you can keep laying upon itself and still not have that crispiness, that hard feeling, that white feeling. So especially when you're working on set, you need something that's versatile, that you can tweak, you can touch, you can play with, you can get the machine on it. So, so the working hairspray was to finish it and just to give you that rich feeling of that wave at the ends.
Okay, fantastic. And then finally, can you just tell me about the fragrance of the products as well? Because it's so good.
They are great.
That is something that we're really proud of ourselves, is that we actually try to formulate it as, you know, if you use one of your favorite fragrances, you've got top notes, and then at the end of some day, you've got this lovely base note. So the whole range within Authentic Beauty Concept has been worked on the same profile. So within the styling range, on our top notes, we've got things like bergamot, we've got apple, there's lemon, there's Joseph's favorite, which is leafy garden. So this just gives you that really freshness. And then, you know, the fragrance sort of whittles its way down to something that's powdery with a little bit of sandalwood and it is really, really, and it's actually everybody's favorite fragrance when it comes to it. And that is the same fragrance that we've got throughout the styling range, but uniquely too with the care range, like with the glow range, are two key ingredients with cinnamon and date. So that would be your top note as well within the fragrance profile.
Amazing. Okay, fantastic. So thank you so much for that. So we're going to come back and answer any questions that you have after we've talked through the second look. Now, the second look, we're going to show you how we use the Amplify range to create a sort of a bouncy bun with lots and lots of texture and volume. So again, this is really great if you have very fine flyaway. So if you could just talk through, Joseph, what type of hair is this range good?
The Amplify range is designed more for that client that has a little bit of that finer hair, that wants that volume in their hair. You would use it for more that rather than someone with thick, luxurious hair, like in sense. You wouldn't really want the Amplify range. I would generally use it on someone that needs oomph in their hair, that has a bit of fine. Also, even if their roots were a bit thicker, but their ends were a little bit finer, you could just use the Amplify mainly on the ends. So again, it's versatile. It's not too heavy, but yeah, it's another great range, really.
Jerome, what makes it so that it creates volume without weight to the hair?
So our key ingredients within the Amplify range, you've got green tea and you've got lime. So if you think of green tea, people would drink green tea because it's detoxifying, but also quite invigorating. And the invigorating bit is what happens at the root area. And when you've got that sort of lift in the root area, that already gives you the volume that you would need. But lime is quite a great astringent. So this will remove any impurities. Typically for someone with fine hair, you want your hair to feel cleansed. You almost want a little bit of squeaky cleanness to it so that you can really feel the lightness of the hair when you start styling it.
Okay, fantastic. So Joseph, do you want to talk us through this amazing style? I love this. We've called it a bouncy bun, but it's a top knot. It's more like a tousled top knot.
It is, and I just wanted to achieve something that was really undone. That's how we sort of see things in Authentic Beauty. So it's something that people can do themselves, and you know. So I created something that was firstly we used the Amplify cleanser, and instead of using just the normal conditioner, we've used the Amplify spray conditioner.
So that was step one, and then
this way it's not going to weigh the hair down. So we spray the hair. Already sprayed that. It's just going to keep it lightweight now. So when we are brushing it, don't worry about it, into a ponytail, it doesn't sort of weigh it down and become
should we make that a step?
So once we've done that, then I asked Alina because it's got to dry your hair, we either tip her head upside down or just use your fingers. Again, I didn't really want it to be too sleek with the brush or anything. It just needs to feel organic. So as high as possible, get as much air into that root area as possible and get it to that sort of high ponytail area. Then once we achieved that, then we used the dry shampoo in the hair. Again, the Authentic Beauty Concept dry shampoo is very, very unique. And I'm sure a lot of the audience would probably have used dry shampoo in the past, and it can be very sticky. It can be very firm. It feels very tacky, like powder in your hair. And sometimes once you spray it, you can't get your hands through it, where this is completely opposite. You can use quite a lot of it. I use it as a styling range. You can use it as a bit of a shampoo if you just want to get that second day lived in.
All right.
So we kind of lifted the hair up and sprayed the dry shampoo all over the root area and on the mid-lengths to ends, and this creates that fullness and that thickness to it. And we'd also have a nude powder spray, which I asked Alina to again lift her hair up, but just concentrate on the root area for the powder spray, because it can be a little bit firm if you go to the ends. Yeah. So that's one of our products that is a little bit on the firmer side, but it's still not as firm as some other products out there. So it still keeps that integrity.
The next step.
In palm of your hands,
through both of those
all over
please,
roots
dry
to
shampoo
ends.
and the powder spray.
So as Joseph mentioned, the dry shampoo spray is like nothing else that's on the market, because it won't leave you with that gritty feel. So it's an aerosol, but it's designed to freshen the roots, to freshen the actual hair at the scalp area that could become quite greasy. So we've got in there like a biodegradable rice starch, and it's so lovely. And this is where we pride ourselves when we talk about clean beauty, clean styling,
and
where
you can put another ball in and do your ends as well.
It kind of plumps up the hair slightly, but sucks up all residue, sebum, or oil that is there. The key difference between the dry shampoo and the nude powder spray is that the nude powder spray will give you that little bit of texture, that little bit of grip that you would need. So within the nude powder spray, we have something called tapioca starch, and we also have silica. So the silica is what gives you the grip, and the tapioca starch is what also can sort of suck up any excess sebum that is at the root area. So if you've got, like, let's say you've got a day-old washed hair and you just want to refresh the roots, dry shampoo spray would be great. But let's say, for argument's sake, you want to refresh the roots but add texture, nude powder spray would be really great too. In Joseph's case, using the dry shampoo spray kind of gives the hair that second day feel at the root area, and then the nude powder spray will give it the texture that he also needs from it.
So do you use the texture throughout the lengths of the hair as well? So it really sort of adds a lot of volume?
Definitely. And the actual applicator bottles are like sort of just disperses powder too. So if I look at your hair, Lisa, you could actually work it onto the ends too, just to give you that little bit of texture too, give you that little bit of matte feel to the hair as well.
I really need that product today, actually. I felt like my hair was quite limp this morning, so it's perfect for me. Okay, fab. And then how did we get that top knot up then, Joseph?
Okay, so once I've done that, we've created a very high ponytail. So I kind of want to emphasize from that jawline. So not too far back, but it needs to be up the head. So like a sort of a kind of ballerina sort of ponytail. Once we've got that, then we split the ponytail in half, and we're twisting the ponytail in the same direction, and then basically wrapping it around it themselves to create like a rope braid effect. So once you created a rope braid effect, then we elasticated the ends, and then I asked Alina to sort of really dishevel that out. So really undo it, basically. So do it to undo it. Make it as messy as possible before she sort of wrapped it around her head, and then pin it through. And then basically using the dry shampoo again in this instance to give you that fullness. And because this dry shampoo is so good, it doesn't leave a residue like other dry shampoos would leave her hair feeling white and have a residue to it. You can use it like a hairspray, I would, and then just basically pulling her hair out. And like Jerome said, with the nude powder spray, is you can really hold sections and spray it if you really wanted that to sort of form and hold. So rather than just going for a hairspray. And then at the end, I just asked Alina, again with the dry shampoo, to really work in circular motions around her whole hairline to give you, again, that raw, undone feel. I didn't want it to be too sleek. I didn't want it to sort of be too done. And then that just gives it a really natural feel. Again, when she's on set and the wind machine's on it or a dryer, it will really give you that three-dimensional look.
It's really beautiful. So with the working hairspray, so you put that on at the end.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what you finish with. So what helps to coat, like give an even coat around the hair so that it doesn't just stick into sort of targeted places?
Okay, so with our hairsprays, we use, obviously you need alcohol in a hairspray for the style to hold, but the alcohol that we use are what we call short chain alcohols. So as it gets to the hair, it evaporates but leaves the hold, but you will never get a sticky, firm hold. And what's great about the working spray as well, it makes the hairspray, it makes the hair remoldable. You can spray, work, brush it out. It also has photostabilizers, UV rays, and protection in there as well. But also key, it's anti-humidity as well, and which makes this hairspray my favorite. Just for remolding, reworking. Let's say, for argument's sake, too, if I look at your hair, Lisa, you wanted to do something like spray a bit of the hair on and use some tongs to make a wave in there as well. It will not leave your hair crispy because of the short chain molecules that we are using.
Okay, yeah, that's essential to me. So that sounds really good. I've just got some questions here from the audience. They were talking about that somebody's got really oily hair. So I guess the Amplify dry shampoo would be good for that.
Sometimes it's very key to ask yourself, when does my scalp become greasy?
Right.
If I wash my hair at 8 a.m. in the morning and I'm greasy at 12, then I would use something like the Amplify that will really purify and cleanse. But if your hair is greasy 24, 48 hours later, you could use something like a Hydrate range or any other cleanser, not necessarily the Amplify range. But it's all about how astringent a product you want on your hair, what is it that you want to feel. But also very key, when you've got oily scalp in that, don't wash your hair with really hot water, use tepid water, try not to touch your scalp too much. If you were to cleanse your hair, use the flat of your palms. Don't aggravate the sebaceous glands that will actually cause more oil.
Okay, and that's really interesting. Thank you so much, Jerome. Somebody asked about the spray conditioner as well, about how much is too much. Can you get too much? Can you apply too much?
Joseph, would you like to answer that? And I can always answer next.
I think with some products, of course, you could probably put too much product in it because it's a conditioner element. Yeah, but I don't think with this, I think you've got to go very heavy-handed for you to feel like it's too much with these products. So I would say, you know, a good generous amount through the ends, because you're not conditioning it with a cream conditioner or any other conditioner. So you still need to hydrate the hair. You still need to condition it. You still need to prep it. So don't go too sparse with it, but yeah, you don't need to spray half the bottle in it either for it to become greasy.
Okay.
A really good trick too is I always split the hair in half, focus on one half, focus on the other half, then you've got a really good even distribution of the product too. Really great with the Hydrate range too, because you're really giving the hair a drink of water, you almost can't give it too much water. So as Joseph said, you can be generous and you can feel on the hair as well. As you're spraying it, use the hands, be very organic with your hair as well. You can feel the de-untangling happening too.
Okay, that's great. A few more questions. We've got loads of questions in this morning. Somebody was saying about they're really worried about using mousse. When's the best time to use it? When the hair is damp or when the hair is dry?
Generally, I would generally use the mousse on towel dried hair, just especially because with these styling products, you want something, especially when you're drying your hair, you want something to give you a heat protection, and all of the products in the hair, so the mousse would have a heat protection in the hair. So when you're using it on damp hair and drying it, you're protecting it from the heat from the dryer, whether you go outside or anything. So definitely beforehand. On the second day, if someone sometimes really wanted to pump their hair up but didn't necessarily want to wash their hair again, then I would tend to use it. But I would probably dampen their hair down slightly again and then work a little bit more of the mousse in. So you can't, again, probably you can't really use too much of this mousse. You can kind of pump it up. So the second day you can put more mousse in it, and it will just give you that another lift of volume, you know, if you didn't have that kind of greasy look hair as well.
And do you have to dry it back in again, or can you just do it and leave it to air dry?
I mean, you could leave it to air dry, depending on what kind of finish you want to feel to it. If it's just an organic, natural hair, and you don't have that frizz to your hair, then more than happy, you can put it on, and you can use a little bit of the fluid oil in there just to smooth it down and leave it. But if you did want to go out and have dry hair, then yes, you would probably need to dry a little bit in it, whether it's air drying it, finger drying it, or use a brush in it, because it may re-wet it a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, somebody's asked if the Glow Cleanser still lathers even though it doesn't contain sulfate surfactants.
So with all our cleansers within the range is sulfate free. What I can tell you is that the foaming agents that we use within our cleansers, they foam really well, and also they are coconut derived. So what you will find is that it is a lather, it's a rich lather, but the bubbles are smaller and they're a lot more creamier. So you don't have to worry that it won't lather. It's just a different feel of lather versus a sodium lauryl sulfate foaming agent.
Okay, brilliant. Well, I think that's it. Does anybody else have any questions before we move on to our next session, which will be this evening at 6 p.m. and we're talking about the hydrate and the replenish ranges then. So if anybody is interested in coming back onto that session, then we'll send out the link soon. But thank you so much. Thanks for watching, everybody, and thank you to our experts and to our models. And yeah, we'll get on with our shoot now.
Yes.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.